Smith family and has more on their quest to find the answers.
Every day we get up and we fight, everybody to try and get answers.
It's been very, very hard on my family.
Devastated by their son's disappearance 1 year ago today, George Smith's family is still desperate for answers.
It's very sad and very demoralizing for us that nobody has stepped forward to give us information.
The new groom vanished from a Royal Caribbean cruise ship while honeymooning with his bride, Jennifer Hagel.
George Allen Smith IV, born on October 3, 1978, was an American man whose mysterious disappearance from the Royal Caribbean International cruise ship MS Brilliance of the Seas in July 2005 captured widespread attention. The circumstances surrounding his vanishing raised suspicions, leading to extensive media coverage by outlets such as Dateline, NBC, and 48 Hours. Smith's story also inspired a television film titled Deadly Honeymoon, which continues to air on Lifetime, shedding light on the events surrounding his disappearance and the subsequent investigation. 11 days ago, George Smith and Jennifer Hagel said their "I do's" in front of all their loved ones, promising to be together forever. And now, they were off on their honeymoon, cruising through the Mediterranean for 2 whole weeks. It was like a dream come true for them, getting to visit places like Greece, Turkey, and Italy, along with some other neat spots along the way. As they sailed on the big boat, George and Jennifer were just so happy. They looked out at the water and saw nothing but endless blue skies and shimmering waves. Holding hands, they were excited about all the new places they were going to see and explore together. They knew they were in for a real adventure, from walking around ancient ruins to trying out new foods and experiencing the unique cultures of each place they visited. And through it all, they were just so grateful to be together, making memories that would last a lifetime. They couldn't wait to see what else the journey had in store for them as they sailed off into the sunset, ready for whatever came their way. On that fateful July 5th morning in 2005, George Smith vanished under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Evidence suggested that something sinister might have happened to him while aboard the cruise ship. Bloodstains were discovered in his cabin and on the side of the ship, hinting at a possible struggle or accident that led to his disappearance.
I heard some males arguing on the balcony. Then all we could hear was loud talking in the room for, probably 3 minutes. And then we heard someone saying good night, just repeatedly, like they were trying to usher people out of the room. Could hear furniture being moved, and then at times it sounded like furniture was being actually picked up and dropped.
Authorities feared the worst, suspecting foul play and even homicide in Smith's case. The investigation into Smith's disappearance gained traction when the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, announced their involvement on July 29, 2005. The sudden spotlight on the case captured the public's attention, with media outlets like Geraldo Rivera's news program shedding light on the events leading up to Smith's disappearance, interviews with individuals who were among the last to see him alive, including Josh Askin and 2 men of Russian descent, Greg and Zach Rosenberg, added layers of complexity to the investigation.
Turkish police had boarded the ship, and in the ship's lobby they rounded up Josh Askin and the group of Russian Americans, Rusty Kaufman and Zach and Greg Rosenberg. They had all partied with George the night before.
Basically, he was sitting with us, and then they got up and they went to the bar. And then they were sitting with other people at the bar, and then they were sitting at the bar talking over there. And he came back, he was stumbling around, so he came back to sit with us and talk. And she disappeared, and then he's stumbling around, he's dead in the chair already, he's barely moving. So we helped him back to his room. When we got to the room, she wasn't there. We tried to find her, we brought him back, and he passes out in the back.
When you go to the room, when you breathe into the room, did you see her?
No, she wasn't in the room. She wasn't in the room.
We went back and looked for her with him. And then we couldn't find her. She was gone. And then we came back to George's room and put him in bed, and then we went to sleep. No, we never saw him. That was the last time. Yeah, after we dropped him off the second time, we closed the door. We never saw him. Never saw him again. He said the story. That was it. Never saw him again.
As time passed and the search for answers continued, Royal Caribbean International, the cruise line operator, found itself entangled in legal proceedings related to Smith's disappearance. In a significant development, on June 29, 2006, it was announced that Royal Caribbean International had reached an agreement to provide compensation to Smith's estate. While this brought some closure to the legal aspect of the case, the mystery surrounding George Smith's disappearance remained unresolved, leaving his loved ones and the public yearning for answers and justice. The investigation into George Smith's disappearance didn't fade away with time. In fact, it continued to unfold even into the year 2012. According to reports from the New York Post, the FBI took a new angle on the case, referring it to the Mafia Division. This revelation added a layer of intrigue to an already perplexing mystery. Meanwhile, television program Dateline brought fresh insights into the theory that Smith's demise may have been the result of a robbery gone horribly wrong. Jennifer Hagel Smith, who had remarried in 2009, found herself under scrutiny, especially from George Smith's family, regarding her actions on the night he went missing. Despite the criticisms, Jennifer maintained her belief that her late husband's disappearance was the tragic result of an accident, possibly exacerbated by his state of intoxication at the time. In June 2006, she accepted a compensation offer of $1.1 million from Royal Caribbean, the cruise line company. However, this settlement was not without controversy, as Smith's family later contested both the terms of the agreement and the amount of financial compensation offered, further complicating an already emotionally charged situation. The disappearance of George Smith sparked a broader conversation about passenger rights aboard cruise ships. In response to growing concerns, the Cruise Lines International Association, CLIA, took action in 2013 by introducing a Bill of Rights aimed at safeguarding passengers' interests. Christine Duffy, the CEO and president of CLIA, emphasized that the Bill of Rights not only formalized existing practices, but also went above and beyond to ensure passengers were fully informed about the industry's commitment to their comfort and well-being. Simultaneously, in 2013, Smith's parents threw their support behind a legislative initiative known as the Cruise Ship Passenger Protection Act. This bill, co-sponsored by U.S. Senators Richard Blumenthal and Jay Rockefeller, sought to address issues of transparency and accountability in cases where crimes occurred on cruise ships. If passed, the bill would provide greater transparency regarding such incidents and afford passengers enhanced protection of their rights by the federal government. This legislative effort represented a significant step forward in advocating for the safety and well-being of cruise ship passengers, aiming to prevent future tragedies and ensure greater accountability within the industry. The Smith family's frustration mounts as they learn that the FBI holds a potentially crucial videotape pertaining to George's disappearance, yet they question why more hasn't been done with this critical piece of evidence. Despite their persistent efforts and the existence of this provocative footage, no significant progress has been made in the investigation. Lawyers representing the individuals seen on the videotape maintain their client's innocence, asserting that they did nothing wrong. However, the absence of charges and the lack of resolution surrounding George Smith's disappearance only deepen the family's anguish and uncertainty. With each passing day, the unanswered questions loom larger, leaving the Smith family grappling with a sense of frustration and disbelief as they continue to seek closure and justice for their beloved son. Despite the passage of time, the case of George Allen Smith IV remains a haunting mystery that continues to captivate audiences and prompt discussions about safety and security aboard cruise ships. With this, we would like to end this video with the hope that you liked and enjoyed it. If you like our content, make sure that you like our video, and do share your views and opinions with us in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel to receive regular videos from us, and don't forget to click the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Until then, peace.
Finally, released thousands of pages of documents that George Smith's family hopes will help solve the case. His body has never been found.
Sometimes I speak to him. I pray to him that I get justice for him. I speak to him sometimes when I go on the computer and I say, I'm going to get justice for you, George. And you know what? I will one day. We fight and we fight and we fight for justice. because there's something very dodgy here, very, very dodgy going on. And it's very sad that that you can't rely on your justice system to help you when we've done so much. And here we sit today, 7.5 years later.